story? Or?
There is. But it's mainly meant for streaming.
Gotcha. There hasn't been any news in comic books in a while, has there?
Not really.
Are they dead?
There is news. There's a lot of news in comic books. It's just not something I really pay that much attention to. And it's never anything really big. It's like, oh, check out the latest, this arc, But, I mean, I don't know enough about the arcs to go, that's a...
Oh, wow, you're right. This is lame. There is no interesting news. It's like, wow.
Then when comics usually hit the news, I only ever see really clickbaity stuff, Nothing.
That's the stuff to talk about.
Whenever it's interesting. Well, no, when I say clickbaity, though, you go to the article and it's not even about.
Oh, that's this. This is all clickbait.
Yeah.
I'm up here looking right now, and it's just like, none of this is legit. When you got your finger on the pulse, you know the clickbait the second you see it. You're like, that's not what happened. Looking forward to Deadpool 3, though. Worried about what Marvel's going to do to screw it up. Like the Marvel Studios.
The problem here, and the reason why I have this article up, and we'll talk about it, because this doesn't actually say what I clicked on. Apparently, the writer's strike, it's pretty much, taken off the schedule. So.
Oh, yeah, that's still going on, isn't it? I'm sorry, it's easy to forget about it because so much stuff's still coming out that we haven't hit the dead zone of the strike. Now, I'm assuming eventually all the stuff that's been filmed is going to be aired and we'll hit a dead zone. But here's the problem. Is like I saw a couple of different entertainers commenting on, the big risk is that they'll just be replaced. Like, if there was any time that you're likely to see everybody switch to AI writers, this is it. Like, this is when to do it is when people refuse to work. So it's a really odd. You normally want to be doing well before you start making demands. You don't want to be doing poorly. And given that movies are failing half the time, God, everything that Disney's put out has been horrible. Everything Lord of the Rings that's been generated. The best, we covered it last week. The most entertaining I've seen potential for Lord of the Rings was an AI spoof storyline that looked funnier and more entertaining than anything has done. You don't want to screw up, cost studios huge amounts of money, do a terrible job, and then go on strike and make demands. That's just a weird... That's like your chef asking you for more money, and he screwed up the last 4 meals. And they've been terrible. And he's going like, you need to pay me more. You're going to be like, I need to pay you less or replace you. It's an odd choice. You would think that this would have been done at a high point, which is like before the writing goals that all entertainment started doing changed. Back when things were doing good, like during Endgame and when movies were just kind of on this nice upward spin. But instead, they waited until they were like at the worst possible point in overall. I like the new outfit. I really do. Worst possible point in overall performance, and then you decide to start making demands. This is back call.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get started. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And Bloodaxe is out with the wifey today, so
Bam time.
Yeah. All right, let's get started. Where should we start? I mean, I haven't really gotten a lot of good information on this right now. I did hear that the Deadpool 3 is supposedly in trouble due to the whole writers thing, so it may be delayed. That was one of the talking points we had, but it seems the information on that keeps changing, so I'm not sure about it.
We were doing a little nerding out, commenting on how that's actually a really good Wolverine armor.
They released a picture of this several months ago.
But conceptually, though, we were talking about how it references the original outfit, but it actually has combat practicality. Because even if you do have regen, we were saying you still want to lower incoming damage. That is some good armor. It's got knee pads. It's got shoulder pads. It looks like it's reinforced. It's good armor. It looks combat effective. I mean, it's at least as tough as a biker outfit, and I actually like it. I'm like, okay, I like that it feels like a reference to Wolverine's previous armor. And that's a dang shame that Ryan Reynolds, like this actor, has done better in his movies at designing, because even Deadpool's looks like armor. You know, they're
I'm
referencing
sure he has
this
a team.
Oh yeah, excuse me. Well, Ryan Reynolds' team of actual fans who said, how do we come up with a realistic outfit that doesn't look stupid but reminds you of the original? Look at that. Deadpool and his outfits look really good.
Ryan Reynolds isn't pinning this himself. If he was, we wouldn't be having delays due to writer strikes.
Maybe we need to. All right. I'm not trying to be unsympathetic, but if you caught any of the pre-show talk, I don't know how much of that got through. It's just a comment of, I'm going to say it, you want the high ground before you go on strike, man. And we've been having some bad runs of movies and shows doing terrible. And I'm saying this out of sympathy. Like, this didn't feel like the best time to strike.
All right, you're saying we should just go, we should just hire new writers?
Well, the problem is that this is a good time to clear out the people who've been screwing up your dang. Come on, dude, you agree. They've been messing up IPs.
Dude, I don't know, man.
And what's a better excuse to replace people without being called all kind of names than to go, oh, well,
I'm going to get conspiracy theory here but I've never really fully trusted the writer strikes. The writer strikes are just always weird. They happen periodically. I mean, this is probably what the fourth or fifth writer strike in the last 20 years or so.
There's been a few.
And are they not getting anything fixed? Or is this really is sort of a time for the
I want to say the last writer strike happened around a time. Why is it the writer strikes always seem to happen when it's beneficial for the companies and not the... You're right, because then I think about it, it usually happens around a time that it's a good time to fire a bunch of people.
Yeah, or you're having a bad couple of runs and you're trying to reset a little bit.
Ow, that's alarming theory. Maybe I have to put on the hat. I'm like, I didn't think about that. Because honestly, we've been saying that Disney could really use cleaning house. So could Marvel. So could several studios. So definitely CW. And what better way than to let people fire themselves? Like, what better way than for them to quit? Dude. And then you go, I guess we got to hire someone new. Or implement AI. Like, you know what you all want to do to get people to not fire you for AI? Give them a reason to use AI. That's a bad call. To be like, you might use AI in the future. I don't want you to do that, so I'm going to give you an opportunity to try it.
I mean, dude, there's some always weird thing, which this comes the whole thing of strikes and unions in general. It's a really deep conversation that we're not going to be able to tackle on this show.
I wouldn't even try.
Yeah. And so, and I don't get the whole writer strikes. That's why I throw out random weird ideas.
I get the rough idea.
I get the rough idea, but
the streaming, the way I understand it, is the streaming that really is where they're getting screwed. And it did sound like it. From what I've heard, not verified, they're getting hosed bad on the streaming money. The problem is that, like I said, they chose a time when they're not at their best. And that's why I'm like, you got to get them by the balls before you do that. You want to put out a big franchise, and they're going, all right, like, you know what a good time would have been? Before Endgame was done. Like, right when they had just finished the previous movie, and they're like, okay, we need to make the final movie. And they'd be like, we need to negotiate. That's a good time. You don't want to do it after She-Hulk.
Yeah,
You know, like, that ain't a good time. You don't want to put out, like, go, Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, Secret Invasion. And it's just bomb, 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 bomb. And then go, hey, we want to discuss our, like, money. And they're going to be like...
You do it in between the Avengers movies where Marvel was still hot.
Yeah. You don't do it when you're doing awful. And Disney's dang near like... Disney's winning on this and they canceled their upcoming projects. Those movies live actually had planned were trash. But, like, it's literally almost beneficial because you don't have to pay severance, I think. You literally... People are firing themselves. And if you happen to hire new people and those people happen to not be of the same... mentality as the previous people that were screwing up, you're thinking, oh well.
We have one idea in the chat room that maybe Maybe you strike for better conditions because the bad conditions are causing the poor quality of the results.
That is very possible. I like that. That's a possibility, Willie. You know, like that is one. And you know, and don't get me wrong, we don't know the whole situation. But I was in their defense saying that the only reason that the writer strike is getting attention is we haven't hit the dead zone. This is the beginning of the dead zone, because what it is that, remember, people start writing these projects years ahead. So they had for a while some banked up material, but now they're going to start running out. And when they start running out, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I was also going to say, Michael also has a good idea. I mean, and this is something that is interesting to me. He says, you know, he's awaiting some new content from writers rather than the endless remakes. And, you know, and we'll say the remakes have been abundant before this writer strike, which is sort of, as a writer, you know, you're sort of just tipping the hat, you know, just whatever.
The worst, they haven't been good.
You're half-assing.
No, the worst part is they haven't been good remakes. That's the like that's what I'm saying. But we are going to throw a peace offering to the writers out there striking. We're about to hit your dead zone you've been waiting on, because they're almost out of already written material. When that happens, something's going to break. Now, the dangerous side of that, oh, man, I like Willy Wonka just when it's not terrible like that new one. I agree, Will. That new Willy Wonka looks horrible. Also, if I see... No, let me not do it.
Dumb to do another Willy Wonka. They just got through with another Willy Wonka, and now they're doing another... I mean...
Yeah, no, but this one's for a modern audience. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway... Because you know what he needed? He needed the guidance of a... You know that's racist?
Yeah,
the magical Negro is a racist trope. I'm just saying that. When a white guy needs a magical Negro to guide them, that's racist. It is. It is. They took it out of Song of the South. All right? I'm calling it. Screw it. I'm black. I can say it. It's a freaking trope. And it's a racist trope. Oh, Willy Wonka needs the guidance of a young black... No, don't worry. I'll help you, little white boy. Here's how you start your chocolate factory. It's a trope. It's a racist trope. If that, I want Uncle Remus brought back then. I want Uncle Remus back. He ought to be allowed to tell little white kid stories. If Willy Wonka needs a black girl from the little poor black orphan to teach him how to run his chocolate factory, then Uncle Remus can tell some stories of kids.
That's the twist on the magical. It's a young black girl, not like an old black man or old black lady on a rocking chair.
Weirder. It's weirder. I trust Uncle Remus with the kids, but I don't know if I trust Willy Wonka of all people with a small black child. That's weird. Well, you know how he treated the Oompa Loompas. And God knows you read the original story, you find out how he really treated the Oompa Loompas. Now, you want to talk about racist? Oh, my God. They were pygmies, man. That's why I don't get it. They don't get it. They do not. They always find the wrong thing to be offended by. I love the way they found a way, though, to not pay, like, dwarf actors again. Like, this, wow, just like, we're just going to take this dude. I'm like, really? What is it? Why does all the attempts to include marginalized groups somehow make them lose work? Like, that is just odd that it seems to be. All right, let me stop. But the key point is that for the writers, I'm rooting for you if you're willing to start making better stuff, that the dead zone will help. But it could be the opposite, dude. When they hit the dead zone, they may just replace them all. I mean, it could be they hit the dead zone, they find new ways to get their material. If that happens, the writers are screwed. I mean, they're literally screwed. So I'm hoping that it's the dead zone causes them to bend to their demands, because if not, and they hire a whole new way, because let me tell you something. Go to California. There's a lot of starving writers and actors out there that want these jobs, and they don't give a crap about your guild. They don't give a crap about. What, am I wrong?
Well, let's not get into the whole SAG and all those other, you know, and the Writers Guild and all that, because those organizations. I mean, we've talked to some people. We know what those organizations are a bit not helpful to everyone. Let's just say.
So I feel like by 2024, something's going to break, and it's either going to be the writers get what they want or give up, or a lot of unemployed people. And God knows we don't need any more of that right now. We got enough unemployed people.
I don't know. Hollywood is its own little ecosystem, and it's hard to really know what's really happening in that whole environment.
Heard about Lizzo?
All right. So let's talk about
That's all I said. That's the Saturday.
This sort of just is a touchback to last week when I
just keep going. Fuck you, Ow.
when I talked about the concurrent users and concurrent players for Baldur's Gate, and the fact that I was surprised because of the how long it had been on PC, and apparently I was not the only one. Larian's boss,
Larian,
Larian Studios boss says, he was surprised too. Like, they weren't expecting this type of take from Baldur's Gate 3.
Look at Zeno with his victory lap. That's what he said. This Zeno took his victory lap because he called it.
It's needy boo boo. I was right. You were wrong, ma.
I mean, I'm surprised too. But you know what? I am a big enough man, because what did I talk to you about before the show? I said, okay, when you get Baldur's Gate 3, let me know. It's got multiplayer. It's got crossplay in the works. I'm willing to give it a try. Yeah. You know, if it's this good and this popular, I like D&D.
It claims crossplay. It is not out anywhere else but PC.
But I'm willing to give it a try, because I'm willing to give them a shot, because I did grow up with D&D.
Yeah.
This is set back before the really effed up 4th edition story screw over. I think this is set in the traditional Forgotten Realms. I'm willing to play it with you. If you're willing to play it with me, now you don't like playing with anybody.
Know.
Yeah, you're an antisocial.
I don't know if I want to play the horniest Baldur's Gate yet with my buddy.
What were you planning to do?
It's a joke, man.
Making sure. I don't want to find out and look up and your character's making googly eyes at me, and I'm just like, hey,
how you doing?
All right, I'm going to pull out the scariest penis. I don't know how to stop that. I'm going to get that double reptile action. I'm going to have the two. Yeah, scare you. You ain't expecting that. Just whip out something that doesn't look human at all.
All right.
What? It's got customization.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the latest update for Baldur's Gate 3, one of the main fixes was penis clipping. Apparently, there was a problem with that, and you never want penis clipping in any kind of game.
You know, in honor of our boy Will, my penis will be orange. We're going to go Oompa Loompa with green hair. That's the customization. We're going full Oompa Loompa.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, they gave me the option.
All right.
You can see it, can't you?
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Speaking of hurting, this was also very painful for a lot of people.
Ooh, that was a mean segue.
Diablo 4 had some devs playing the game and released that with
really? It got very
adventure with a dev. Yeah. So apparently, what you see here is the devs playing a level 50 character in the lowest difficulty setting possible.
World Tier 1.
Level 50 being the point where you have all your skill points.
You're going into Paragon at that
basically,
point.
It's when you have the option to have a good build.
You got to have your legendaries. Like I said, you've gotten all your skill points.
And this clip has probably been ridiculed by more people than anything I've seen.
Really badly downloaded.
I mean, let's see.
They don't show it here.
They don't show the download.
No, remember, they got that app.
But it only has 726 upvotes out of.
I think it's like 4,000 downvotes. It's
out of the 200,000 views.
Yeah, it's got a lot of downvotes.
But yeah, they hid the downvotes.
Well, no, that's YouTube. YouTube does that.
Yeah,
but they have apps to pull it.
We don't hide our downvotes. It is an option.
We ain't scared of no dang body.
It is an option.
We know we're a-holes.
Devs spamming basic ability with a full resource bar, then dying on World Tier 1 at level 50 in a normal dungeon. Oh.
But I think I saw more than 4,000. It's pretty bad. But my thing is this, I can't criticize it very much because I couldn't sit through it. But not because, again, them personally, it's the gameplay. It's the same thing, dude. There are some YouTubers I like, but I hate to watch them play games. I'll say one. I love Super Horror Bros horror game theories after he's played a game. But watching him play through kind of hurts. Because he's a little rough on gameplay, man. And me and you said the same thing. You have a problem too, and you know it. It's hard to watch bad gameplay.
It is.
It is very hard to watch bad gameplay. Now,
I feel so, elated.
I'm not going to pick on him.
Sorry.
I'm pick on him. I'm trying. I'm telling it to myself. But, no, but, the biggest part that got me was that their familiarity with the game seems surprisingly low. Now, this is just a theory, a hypothesis. I won't even make it a theory. But just listening to them talk, I kept getting this feeling that while they understand their job, it doesn't feel like they've really played a lot of the game and are familiar with it, because the way they just reference stuff, I was just like, huh? And then, like I said, I don't play these classes, but people who played the classes said that they are playing at a very basic level. I don't know if that's true, but, they don't appear to be using any of their resources. Apparently, people said they're spamming, only one skill. They're not really doing a rotation. Now, on the flip side, you're level 50 on World Tour 1. You don't have to do anything, but that is odd. That it does feel like they probably only... Now, again, maybe they work a lot. They don't get to play it a lot. But it is an odd choice that you wouldn't choose your top players to play the game. And now I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat and make him upset with me again because, well, then why would you choose these two? Leave it at that.
I will say...
What about these two made them the choice?
One of the devs in the video... apparently, and this is all I was able to get out of it because I could not stand to watch the whole thing. But she actually was a dungeon designer, so that's why they're playing.
A dev job.
Why they're playing in a dungeon. She does give some interesting commentary on the themes here. You talk. Apparently, this dungeon is drown themed. And it's the only dungeon with this theme.
That's where I gotta go to get my sights.
And this tile set.
I think it's
which is sort of cool. I mean, that to me is interesting. I was like, oh, cool. So it's a tile set and a theme that is unique to this one dungeon.
Trust me, like I said, Necros have to go to this dungeon and look for some of their uniques. It is the only drowned dungeon in the game. I know that. Necro player.
Yeah.
And it was cool. That's the one that got chosen.
So... but I do get where people are criticizing the playing because it's like, okay, if you're making decisions then you should have been at least have some knowledge on how to play.
Or if you don't, then why are you doing the gameplay? Like I stated, it's an oddity. For example, to be blunt, you could have had two people on there, and one of them is a game tester who is very familiar with the game and has a leveled up character. Plays the game on the tier like we do, tier 3, tier 4, shows a bit of in-game play while he's talking with the dev who designed the level. Because, people are going to critique it. I mean, heck, look, most of the screen's gameplay, it ain't them. It's you're showing gameplay. Now, is it a big deal as people are making? I'm like, but here's on the flip side, though. One guy made the best comment. I watched the video and the guy made the best comment. You know what he said? He said the person at fault is their marketing. Because everyone knows that Diablo fans are rabid dogs. And they are some of the meanest. One thing I got to give Asmongold, I like that guy. At the beginning of his video, he said, I don't want to see the comments about their hair or what they look like or what you think they are. And I agreed with him. I don't think that's the point. I mean, I do think it affected the decision of who to choose for it, but it doesn't matter. But from a marketing standpoint, why would you show world tier? I think that the marketing guy should have said, let's show something more interesting when we do this dungeon. Let's show a little higher. If I was marketing, I would have been like, yo, could y'all guys want to play on a higher tier? If not, we're going to get somebody to play along with you that's, because apparently they died a bunch of times during the gameplay, all of that. And I ain't going to lie, I don't know how you die in World Tier 1. I swear I've walked away to go get a dang soda and came back and wasn't dead. And something was trying to kill me. But then I am also a Necro. World Tier 1, your minions still work. Your minions still work, World Tier 1. So I can literally go get a drink. But, it is weird. They are just not spending any of their resources, are they? How? Are they using any of the other skills? Okay, I'm sorry. Now I'm looking. Because I've been looking at that resource that whole time and going like,
yeah, no.
Maybe they got an infinite resource build. I don't know. I don't do barbarian.
Maybe they're in God mode. I don't know. I don't know.
How do you die in God mode?
You're right.
You play barbarian. You can tell more than me. I know we spend essence on the necromancer side.
I mean, a good build on a barbarian, you don't. And I mean, she's obviously using her abilities here because we see the timers counting down.
Yeah.
So
apparently they're just not using their core skill. That's the one that uses resource. They're not using their core skill.
Okay, so this one, that one doesn't use resource. That one doesn't use resource. It's a cooldown.
Are they using a resourceless build, or they don't have any core skill that burns resource?
The first one, I think, uses resource. I think that
it tends to map it to your X on controller usually.
I can't tell what I
it always
maps
mine
the second one is. I know these three here. I don't think
because A is your melee, X is usually your resource, But anyway, though, like I said, the main reason we brought it up is just that apparently this doing some hot-blooded rounds on the internet, and I mean, and I get it. At the time right now, with I heard that apparently they've done another season pass that nerfed some hearts. Related hearts that's pissed people off again. Every time they are doing a patch to Diablo, they seem to be pissing people off. So then deciding to do a sit down video and set yourself up.
Yeah, it was bad timing.
To me, that's mean because these are devs. They're not used to the public criticism that we as YouTube, because we have our votes on there because we don't care. Like, I've had talks to people's faces, man. I don't care. Like, I'm not bothered. But if you're a dev, you're probably not ready for the kind of vitriol YouTube can toss at you. YouTube viewers. So I almost feel like they got set up. Like, here it is, really bad press for Diablo. I mean, people are saying Diablo 4 Season 1 sucks, and the player base is dropping down. Why would you throw two people in the water while there's already blood? I mean, they threw Chum Bucket in the water, threw these two persons, dang it, just to be safe, persons into the water, and I feel like that's messed up because they got attacked. They say the comments got really ugly. And I feel bad for them because I don't feel that they were the ones that should have got yelled at. They're not the people that talk to the public. So I'm on their side that I feel like they got thrown in the water.
Well, yeah, and I think we've always said don't go attacking the devs.
No, don't.
Because
they're doing what they're told. That's all they're doing. They're doing what they're told.
They were doing what they're told. They were given controllers and told to click around on this, and we're going to show a really bad video of people playing.
A lot of people suspect they're not really playing. I don't know.
All right. Anyway, let's move on from Diablo madness to misunderstanding.
I mean,
so Borderlands 4 tease was misunderstanding. They say tease. Basically, what's happened was a voice actor had Borderlands 4 show up on her IMDb as a character.
Yubi was the name of the character. Angie Jolie.
Yeah. And so people were like, holy crap. All right. Borderlands 4 is in the voice acting phase, obviously. Okay. I mean, we have voice actors popping up on yeah. And then come to find out it was one of those offshoots, apparently, Borderlands offshoot type thing. Not a Borderlands 4.
Yeah, it's Borderlands Echo Vision Live, which I think is something stupid. It's not even a game. It's another one. It's like
interactive streaming series.
Yeah, it's something stupid. Yeah. Make Borderlands 4 or fix Wonderlands. I'm about to say something nasty. Assholes. No, dude, you're not pissed at him about Wonderlands getting abandoned almost immediately.
Yeah.
We spent that dang money on that Wonderlands pass, me and Bloodaxe and you, I think. And that game got dropped so fast. I think they put more effort into Forspoken.
Well, I mean, it was one of those things where it was cross play, and so I will drop money usually on anything cross play that my boys are playing, so I can play with my friends,
Bust heads with
and
the three.
And they said they had bought the deluxe edition. I was like, I'll buy the deluxe edition. I'll be on the DLC with you. Then we got in there and we tried to do cross play. It was miserable. It was laggy. It kept dropping and crashing. And so then we were like, well,
we'll wait till they fix it.
We'll wait till they fix it. It'll get better, And then the game is like abandoned soon after. And it was like, okay, well, I just wasted.
I spent so much time on that game waiting, and every patch it got worse. The DLC was non-existent. It was not even one full DLC worth. The first season was a literal snow job.
Yeah.
It was a Blizzard-worthy snow job, man. It was bad. It was Diablo Immortal bad. And then they just, like, you go to the site, they just said, yep, F you, we're done. And you're like, it hasn't even been a year. They abandoned that game in less than a year, which is crazy. Do you know they actually put out the Forspoken DLC? Yeah, I know. Bad as that game did, they came back and put out DLC for it. They even put out some for freaking Saints Row, that terrible game. There was more support for worse games. That breaks my... Redfall ain't done nothing. You dreaming. Redfall got abandoned within a month.
I was just going to check since we were talking
Last patch was June.
Since we were talking about, games being abandoned, I thought I would check in on our
good one, though. We needed something.
Our fave Redfall.
Well, it's crossplay. We can play it crossplay. Yeah. No, June 12th. When did the game come out? Oh, my God. I think the last patch was only a month after it was released. What's the release date?
Redfall.
Because June 12th, that's sad.
Came out May 1st.
They just barely beat a month. They beat a month by 11 days. Almost 2 weeks over a month. And then they have not patched this game. It is August 13th. It has been July. Yeah, it's been 2 months. No patch for Redfall. By the way, the only reason I'm annoyed is that they said they weren't abandoning it. That's the key. Didn't they say that? We were following this, and they said we're not giving up on Redfall. Gave up on Redfall. Like as far as I can tell.
Yeah, latest news.
2 months ago. On their own site. So this is what you call not abandoning a game. Now, Remnant 2 that had 2 hot fixes, and the first one was in like a week. And the second one was a week after that. Now, not on console. They're a little bit behind on console. But my point is, they're working.
Dude, we had 2
Remnant
patches
2.
on Remnant 2, and then 2 hot fixes immediately after
Yeah,
the last
right.
patch. I mean, and 2 in the same day, I think, hot fixes. I mean, they're working. They're trying to keep that straight.
It's almost like they're working on their game.
Yeah.
Redfall, 2 months. Wonderlands, it's been dead for a while. All they do now is they got it on the rotation for the Chaos rules, but they haven't updated or patched anything at all. And why is this allowed? So you could abandon a game so completely. And hey, let's not even talk about that one. You know what this jerk did to mess with me? I was telling Clint, hey man, I just saw something cool. And he was like, oh, and what was it? Dark Tide. He hit me with the Dark Tide again. Oh, Dark Tide's finally out on console. And I'm like, Dark Tide got abandoned.
Dark Tide not coming to console, man. It's not coming.
It's not coming to console. It is clearly just not coming to console. But he loves to mess with me about that one because I was waiting. At least that one I didn't spend money. But we bought Wonderlands. Let me give this to Redfall. Redfall, most people got Redfall for free. Most people got it for free.
True.
Wonderlands was bought at full AAA price. And they abandoned it. It's Warhammer Dark Tide.
Dark Tide, one word?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out on PC. It's been out on PC for a while.
Oh yeah, no. But I want to share, just so you know, what you missed out on. So,
but we played worse almost. Crossplay, we're so thirsty. Do you know how much Redfall we played?
2.9, man.
Pull up Redfall. You know how much Redfall we played? You almost tried to max the class out. And that was a crime what it takes to finish that out. We played a lot of Redfall. So guess what? 0.7 better than what we went through.
Okay, I give you that.
And we
0.7
in fact,
better.
we keep going back and checking Redfall for updates. So,
yeah, Redfall keeps tricking me. See, it says recently updated here on my console. I don't know why, but
no, that's every time the score drops.
I guess I don't know, man.
But this is an
but
example.
It's been stuck on that recently updated for a while, and I'm just like, no, it hadn't. Quit lying.
No, 2 months. And we say this just to point out that that's how much crossplay means. Crossplay, guys, here's advice for you companies out there. Whether crossplay has value. We are watching for games with 2.2s and 2.7s for the updates or for the crossplay to get fixed. Why are you guys not adding crossplay to your game? That's all I'm saying. It's like, it's an immediate improvement in the value to where people will play the game just to play with their friends. Because here's the thing. Half the fun of crossplay is playing with your friends. So the game's only got to be half as good. I don't want you to make it suck. I'm just saying you've got a lot more rope if you're crossplay.
You know, I think this game from 1997 they remade. They
might end up playing some of that. I don't know. It's probably crossplay.
It's probably crossplay. Let's see. Read more. Cross-platform, which is...
Get fooled by cross-platform. We looked that up. That just means you can play it across Xboxes.
It's playable on PC. It does not say crossplay, though.
Yeah, well, it says online multiplayer.
It does say Xbox Live. It's hard to tell with Xbox because Xbox and Windows will sometimes play with each other, even though it doesn't say it when it comes to this. So,
yeah, no, it's just cross-gen though. They got cross-gen and cross-platform too often. I think they mean across Xboxes only. I don't trust it, which is too bad because, again, that's a big boost to the playability of a game, man. Getting to play with, like, my friends, man, and getting Bloodaxe, we have a lot of people that play with us on Xbox that we know. Me and Bloodaxe do, so it increases the player base significantly when you do that, which ups the game.
Which, anyway, that comes to Bethesda celebrates QuakeCon 2023 with free in-game bundle, which is where the Quake 2... was shadow dropped on the Switch eShop as well, but yeah, it was added to the Play Store due to the whole QuakeCon 2023. So that's pretty cool. I played the new Quake, because they did a new Quake a couple of years ago, and it was okay.
Quake 2 looked surprisingly not badly done, even though, I mean, it's still a retro game, but it looked like it played surprisingly smooth, and it's on Game Pass as usual. Game Pass always giving value.
Apparently, if you're playing Doom Eternal, you can get some free skins.
Being able to play the Doom Slayer in Quake does sound like just an interesting little Easter egg. But, that's just an example of some fun stuff. Though, again... Make another Quake game or something, man. I mean, I get the remakes, but we just had to talk about how originality just seems to be gone. And I'm like, okay, what's the next Quake? Like what? Like, I like what you did, but are you going to make another Quake? No? Okay. I mean, I get it. We can't even get them to update what they're making now half the time. But there are some franchises getting sequels that are from Blast from the past. Apparently, Baldur's Gate and Diablo and Path of Exile have inspired.
Yeah,
some.
We are seeing Titan's Quest, older game. I think came out in 2013, maybe, or maybe older than that, actually.
Which is now considered ancient, which makes you realize how old I am. It's like 2013. Oh my God, that predates some of the gamers out there.
2006. I'm sorry, 2013.
Oh wow, that's way further back.
Yeah,
okay.
2013. I think is when it got moved to Steam.
All right, that is a game that's up there. What's that? 13 years?
Yeah. Well, 14, 15, 16, 17.
17 years.
17 years.
Man. So yeah, like that is older than my boys. Like my boys are teenagers. That is an old game. But you said you tried it out, but 2006 it was a bit much, I think you were saying, to try to go back quite that far in the old Wayback Machine. It played like a 2006 game.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty rough. I tried playing it back. I played it for 53 minutes. So
now my thing is that I love Greek mythology. I am a Greek mythology.
Apparently, Flynn in the chat room played Titan's Quest. He said it was a good game. Still has a copy. It had multi-classing. So cool. Yeah. So anyway, they put out a teaser video. It's all cinematic, so it's not really worth
Well, actually, maybe Flynn can throw us out there. Flynn, if you get a chance, pop in if they had magic casting classes in that game, because I do prefer magic in my Diablo likes.
Dude, I mean, obviously, that's pretty much the sorcerer right there, right?
That could just be your companion. You don't know if you get to play.
I mean, that looks like magic. I don't remember.
Maybe she beats people with the staff. Don't be so sure.
But anyway.
But it says that you apparently are in Greece, Greek area, China, and Egypt, which is interesting. And I like Greek mythology. I'm a Greek mythology. I grew up. That was my first fantasy. You know, in school you had access to mythology, and we even would read it in class. It was part of the literature. So I was introduced to Greek mythology originally with my fantasy. So I still holds a war spot. But I don't like melee classes in Diablo likes. I prefer more action style games for that, like a God of War or a Remnant 2 or Skyrim. Yeah. If I'm going to go melee.
Flynn says they did.
Good. There you go then. So I'll give it a go. Is it multiplayer? Do you know when you played it? Was it?
I have no clue.
Well, we don't even know what Titan Quest 2 is going to be.
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, Titan's Quest 2. I mean, we're talking about a game that, you know, is a successor, you know, like we said, 16, 17 years later. So
it's going to be something else, hopefully. Hopefully they update it somewhat. And it's coming out on PC and the consoles, so there is a potential if it's multiplayer for crossplay. If there is, then I'll play with my boy. We'll give it a go. If it doesn't have the bad luck of coming out too close to Path to Exile 2, because I ain't gonna lie, Path to Exile 2 is my current big, I'm waiting on that game. You know, like Flynn, you know, you can jump in with his 2. I'm doing Path to Exile 2. I just hope they ungender lock or just character lock, actually, in general, the classes. Because I'd like to recreate my Necromancer, and I would like the ability to do that. And I don't know why you can't. That's just literally some JPEGs, man. That's a simple thing to do. That's the only downside. But I liked their Necromancy. It was fun. It was a pretty good class. Yeah, so he's saying the first was Titan Quest was multiplayer. Good. So, I don't know. Depending on when it comes out, man. If I'm not burnt out of Diablo-style games by then, because, you know, I'll probably be on Season 3, because they're not even doing a beta until summer next year, so you'll probably be around Diablo Season 3, and I'll probably do Season 2. If not Season 2, then Season 3 of Diablo. Season 1, burnout. I mean, you know, like I said, I burnt out to that fast. I cannot. We've tried and failed. I think we brought that up last time. We've tried to jump back into Season 1. We have not been able to get the wherewithal to get back into it. I've never seen something where literally I turn it on.
It seems like it still has the whole multi-classing thing, because it says combining different masteries to create unique, powerful character builds. The ultimate goal is to stop Nemesis. So yeah, this actually looks interesting, and it's also from the same people that did Remnant 2. So, I mean. Because I think, isn't THQ Nordic Remnant 2 as well? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean...
Good team.
Yeah, Team Nordic actually has a good reputation. Yeah, no, really, they do. Okay. Well, you know what? We'll see. The problem is, like I said, is that Path to Exile is a mofo. I hope they don't end up slamming into that brick wall, because Diablo 4 in its later seasons and Path to Exile is going to be hard to squeeze in. Let's be honest, it's going to be, especially if their game's not free to play. Because with Path to Exile being free to play, Path to Exile 2 being free to play, a lot of people are going to play it just because they can. A lot of people already bought Diablo.
Yeah, now we played Grim Dawn.
Yeah, I played Grim Dawn.
The Titan's Quest multi-class was the first and was carried in the game.
Now, Grim Dawn had some really good necromancy, too. Mm-hmm. Like, I enjoyed Grim Dawn's necromancy. So that's cool. That was a nice version of summoning and necromancy in that game. So we'll see. I mean, but I'm just doing a small prediction that Titan's Quest 2, though, still may have a challenge if it hits too close to the release date of bigger Diablo-likes. Because why would you spend money when a huge free one, you know what I'm saying, is popping out?
True.
Hit that in the corner. I'm sorry. I just want to know about the Monkey King. You know I can't pass up anything about the Monkey King. Is that a game or...
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really stupid one. No. I know of it. That's oh God, that's terrible. All right, sorry y'all. There was a Wukong alert. We saw Wukong, but of course I already know about it because there's almost nothing that gets by my eye. Man, we haven't an update on Black Myth in a while, have we?
No. I don't recall seeing anything for Black Myth in a while.
I'm looking forward to that one. That one looks really good. I mean, a freaking Souls-like Wukong game. It's like all the things I love wrapped into one. You know, but there hasn't been. I mean, it's still. Oh, it's going to be playable at Gamescom. When's Gamescom? I'd love to hear some hands-on reviews.
Expected to launch summer of 2024. Gamescom at the end of August. So Gamescom will be coming soon. So maybe I'll see some gameplay at the end of this month.
So we may be talking about that. Man, I can't believe I predicted that. We're probably within a week or two. All right.
All right, that's going to wrap us up, I think. It's going to be a short episode. We didn't have a lot to talk about, but yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out Dicejunkies.com. What's the last for, man?
We didn't have a lot to... Yeah.
I mean,
like, I can tell you were thinking, you're just like, I got nothing.
Yeah, no, I was just like, man, there really hasn't been a lot going on. Plus, I've been playing a lot of Remnant 2.
Oh, God, is he playing a lot of Remnant 2? This guy had the nerve to be like, yeah, if I play Baldur's Gate with you 3, I hope I'll be able to keep up. He's like, oh, I don't play like you. I'm like, I played me on Remnant 2 by like 4 times my hours.
Oh, I don't even know how. I mean, you've been splitting yours between 2 different.
I've been playing on console. Dude, I'm still sure that you have well over double both those hours put together. Let's see. He's pulling it up. Give us the roll call here. What is your Remnant 2 hours? Don't be ashamed. Because I had 66 hours on PC. And if we say I spent the same amount of time on console, which we know I didn't, I spent more time on PC, that still is like 120-something. 132, I think. I don't know. I'm too lazy to do the math. I think it's 132. Something like that.
195.9 hours.
Yeah. So well over triple my PC hours. And if we double that for console, which we know is not the case, still significantly more. So, nah, dude, you were playing a crap out of that. Boy, y'all should have seen his panic last night when he couldn't get it to load.
Oh, man, I was panicked.
I called him up and said, hey, man, we can go get the glutton. I got the event to get the glutton trait. And he's just over there, and, I mean, it just goes dead quiet. And he's like, it's not loading. And you got to remember, I don't know if you know recently, but I lost my save file trying to fix a load
I still don't know how you managed to do that.
Keep trying to fix yours long enough. You'd find out.
I'm not deleting my save folder, and that's just about the only way to do it.
It wouldn't load. It's okay. My new character's fine. I learned a whole new way to play. I set everything on fire, including you if you get too close. I roasted your butt in that glutton event, that feast. I roasted you like chicken.
Anyway, you did. But we cheesed that thing.
Oh, we found a good exploit. If you're doing the feast event in Remnant 2 in the Great Hall, you can go under the fireplace and fight from inside of the fire. Well, not in, like get behind the fire, dumbass. Then fight. Don't stand in the fire. If you're someone dumb enough to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. You get on the other side and you can shoot through. And you can kill everything. And hopefully somebody doesn't walk in front of your shot while you're doing it and get set on fire again. I could have sworn I set you on fire once when we were under there.
I don't think.
No, I shocked you. I hit you with the Enigma. It didn't hurt you that bad.
Yeah.
The fire is deadly, though. My firestorm is deadly.
Enigma's not that deadly anymore anyway.
Yeah, your armor protected you, now that armor.
Yeah.
We could have filled out the time talking about it.
I was playing Nightmare last night. I ended up taking all my armor off, man. I'm wearing like light armor now and just don't get hit.
I mean, pretty much. I've been wearing heavy armor.
Well, because I was getting hit, and every time I got hit, it almost take all my life anyway. So I was just like, you know what?
I think that's a glitch, too, because there are people out there with builds that are wearing the same armor as me that have these heal, and I watch them take so much less damage, but I get one shot constantly. I don't understand that. I'm worried there's a problem.
But the thing is, I'm wearing light armor now, and I noticed I'm not taking that much more damage.
And that's odd because your damage reduction should have changed.
So, I mean, it changed. It dropped by like 30%. But
does it feel like you're taking 30%
it doesn't feel like I'm taking 30% more damage.
Dude, heavy armor has not been doing me a favor. I'll be considering downgrading.
Or actually, it doesn't feel like I'm taking double damage because you got to think I had 60%, 65% before, all right? Which means I was only taking 35% of the damage. Now, I dropped that reduction by another 30%, which means I should be taking almost twice as much damage.
Yeah, and yet you're not.
But I'm not taking twice as much damage.
I feel the same way. I upped my damage reduction significantly, and I went from wearing 50 weight armor all the way up to 75, and I can't tell any other than I get hit a lot more, which is making it worse. So I feel you.
Anyway, let's close out the show because this is what most of our conversations are like, is throwing a bunch of numbers around. So
it's like we game. We're not the devs. We know how to play the game.
Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out Dicejunkies.com where you can find links everywhere we are online, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff.
I didn't hear YouTube.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
Yeah,
that's because I always say the YouTube afterwards because I want to mention the like, subscribe, and the notification bell because it's more important than the other ones, in my opinion. It's also where we're the most active. So, keep up with that YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and every week.
We hope you enjoy.